Spider-Man Brand New Day is filming now, and no one can tell what the hell this film is about. Between a list of rumored characters, crazy, stacked cast, and nobody really knowing who the villain of this movie is, but every single villain we can think of is rumored. You got Kingpin, Mr. Negative, Tombstone, even fucking Venom. What the hell is this film? What the hell is Mayday Parker doing in this film, if that is who Sadie Sink is playing? None of this shit really makes sense. How are so many people in one movie? We've seen Marvel movies with tons and tons of characters before, but this is a Spider-Man movie, and yet once again Spider-Man is surrounded by all these other characters who are either helping him or going against him. This is what people think the plot is currently from all the rumored leaks we've seen. Somehow, Spider-Man, Punisher, and Hulk are gonna fight each other, or Spider-Man and Punisher will team up to fight the Hulk who's gone berserk, or they'll all fight each other at some point. Spider-Man versus Punisher first, then Spider-Man versus Hulk, and then Spider-Man and Punisher versus Hulk, and then all three are gonna team up against the main villain who's pulling the strings behind it all. This is like 60% incorrect. I believe most of that is incorrect. Some of it is on the right track here and there, but you're being lied to. You're being tricked. This is a fallacy. Fundamentally, this movie, I've broken it down. I've investigated and I've thought of this in my mind. This movie will come down to two comics. I figured it out. Here it goes. Don't leave. We have Spider-Man, Peter Parker, in college now. Very, very different. Complete departure from where he was in high school. And this is the most lonely, depressed Spider-Man we've ever seen. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows the identity of Spider-Man. Peter Parker has nobody. Aunt May died, his friends are gone, family gone, the Avengers don't know who he is. Done. Simple, right? Now, he will be, from a distance, looking after Ned and MJ. He'll be looking after them, saving them from a distance. They won't know who he is. There'll be a couple scenes here and there where he saves Zendaya, and Zendaya will look at him as if she knows him, and they'll have like a moment, some cheesy ass shit like that. I guarantee you're gonna have at least 2 moments like that in the film, right? We have this random other pretty redhead chick in one of his college classes who seems to be keeping tabs on him, seems to be keeping an eye on him. As if she knows a secret about him that nobody else does. Because, see, Peter Parker in this, he's still in love with MJ and Zendaya, but he's like, man, who's this fine-ass redhead chick who's always looking at me? Who is she? We're gonna come back to that, because even I don't know what the fuck her role truly will be in this film. Now, you have the Anti-Vigilante Task Force, which is running rampant across New York, making Spider-Man's life hard. Because Spider-Man is isolating himself socially from everyone in college and just doing his studies, but he's also trying to save people in New York as Spider-Man, but then he's getting thrusted upon by the Anti-Vigilante Task Force. We're not going to see Wilson Fisk. We're barely going to see the Task Force themselves. Very early on in the film, he's going to be fighting off the Task Force, and it's revealed that the Task Force is as corrupt as they get, because they're using enhanced people, enhanced hitmen and assassins to help them carry out their vigilante justice. And one of them could be Boomerang or Tarantula, I don't even know. Boomerang will fight off Spider-Man, and that's where Frank Castle comes into play. Looking like a Chad! Man, when I saw John Bernthal looking like this, I was like, holy shit. Now, I don't know. I think John Bernthal is filming the special presentation at the same time they're filming Brand New Day, which makes me think this brother's not in this movie for very long. We're gonna get to that. But Chad Punisher comes in. Bearded Punisher comes in to help save the day. Help Peter Parker skip the clutches of Boomerang and shit. And they're gonna have some back and forth. They're gonna have a cool team-up scene. They might even fight each other because Frank starts offing these people. And Spider-Man's like, oh, hell no, you can't do that shit. We're even gonna get a reference to Daredevil in this moment, by the way. Calling it here. Frank is going to mention how he's sick and tired of all these people dressing in red, swinging around from rooftops, and that he knows one of these idiots. That's as close as a reference we're going to get to Daredevil in this. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Daredevil in this. Besides that, all right? They're going to have this is a limited interaction. Frank's not going to be in the movie after the first act, okay? He's going to be in the first act, make a cameo appearance, but his importance in it, besides being a cameo that fans can love to hype up the movie, which is probably the 90% of why he's in it, the importance of it is Frank Castle, a guy like him, has never been more relatable to Peter than now. Spider-Man sees how isolated Frank is, how he does his shit, how he's isolating himself from everyone in this like bunker or whatever, and then carrying out his vigilante tasks alone, without family, without anyone he loves done, because that's been taken from him. He sees this and recognizes a part of that in himself. And maybe Peter's like, I don't want to end up like that. I don't want to end up like this dude. If I end up like this dude, I might start killing people and lose my soul. Right? So he can take something from Frank in how Frank Castle works and is effective. But the ultimate thing he takes away is he doesn't want to live that life forever. The life of isolation. But he just doesn't know how to get out of it after what just happened in No Way Home. All right? So we're going to see the most isolated Peter Parker we've ever seen. But after the first act, there's a slight turning point where I don't desire this anymore, okay? Now, where does the Hulk come into play? Hulk is not going to be in the same scenes with Frank, all right? Professor Hulk's going to be in this film. Mark my words, as a substitute or cameo professor in the university that Peter is studying in. Of course he would be invited. It's Professor Hulk. He's going to be teaching at one of the classes that Peter has, and Peter's going to go up to him and they're going to have some back and forth. Peter Parker has a mentor in all these movies. For some reason, MCU just loves doing this. Give him a fucking mentor. Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, now it's going to be the Hulk. So he's going to follow the Hulk around, and he's going to ask Hulk how he's able to square these two lives together. Being the Hulk, this angry rage monster, and being the professor and all this shit. How can you do this? So that's the purpose of Hulk being a guiding mentor to him. Unfortunately, something happens. Hulk goes fucking berserk. This is the second act of the film, leading into the third. Hulk goes berserk and tears apart the entire campus. Something's off with him. We're getting flashbacks to Age of Ultron when Wanda fucked with his mind. And he went crazy in that African city or whatever. Spider-Man has to take up basically Tony Stark's role here and try to stop the Hulk. Now, this is the make or break of the film for many Hulk fans, right? Spider-Man does not win a fight against the Hulk in any capacity whatsoever. He got knocked the fuck out clean. So I urge MCU, if you're doing this, don't make Hulk look like a bitch. I don't think Spider-Man's going to team up with the Avengers to fight off the Hulk here. It's going to have to be him doing it on his own. He's not fighting him with the Punisher either. There's barely anything the Punisher can do this man either. Punisher can't help you. He's going to have to do the sun's real low cheesy bullshit or pull up a naked photo of Black Widow. That's literally what he's going to have to do to stop this. But it's going to be really hard because something happened. What happened? What made Hulk go berserk? This fucks with Bruce Banner's mind because he no longer is able to maintain that balance that he was just teaching Peter about the whole time. It broke apart. What could have done this? Well, it's revealed that the Hulk was corrupted due to a dark force energy manipulator known as Mr. Negative. This will be revealed a lot later. But a lot of heroes in town are starting to get corrupted. A lot of people are starting to get corrupted by this. Possessed almost. You see, either being played by the guy who played him in the video game or played by this dude, which would be great casting because everyone wants it. This guy is basically trying to take the throne from Wilson Fisk and establish control over the city. Wilson Fisk is the mayor. He has everything. He is truly a crime kingpin as a politician. Mr. Negative wants this power for himself. So his goal is to corrupt as many mofos as possible, and behind the scenes, low-key start to usurp the power, okay? Using the Dark Force to corrupt many, many heroes. Why? So he can use them as his personal army to go against Wilson Fisk, to get Wilson Fisk to deploy all his resources and assets to that, keep him distracted, deprive Fisk of everything, and then usurp him low-key and take control from the inside. Alright? That's what the whole purpose was. And it's revealed that Boomerang, the enhanced assassin that was working for the anti-vigilante task force that Spider-Man defeated, was actually working for Mr. Negative. Everything is connected now. All these assassins are part of this goon gallery of corrupted individuals by the Dark Force, except for one goon. One goon that's purposely working with Mr. Negative to take out Spider-Man for vengeance. Scorpion, played by Nacho Varga himself. Better Call Saul level shit. Scorpion will be one of the main villains towards the end of this that fights off Spider-Man. In fact, he'll probably be featured throughout the film. He might be the sole assassin instead of Boomerang in the beginning, but who knows. He'll be fighting off Spider-Man, and Hulk is going to be on the fucking run. We saw those wanted posters. Now, I don't know if that was the Hulk or somebody else. It didn't look like Bruce Banner at all. But Hulk is going to be on the run anyways. His entire life is crumbled now because he just violated his own code. He went berserk again. The government's going to want to take him in and send him to the raft with Thunderbolt Ross. So, I don't know. I don't know how this part of the story is going to work. I don't know if he's going to run. I don't know if he's going to leave the movie entirely after this. It would seem wasted. And that could set up a Hulk story, but they're never going to do a Hulk solo story. I don't know what's going to happen to the Hulk, to be honest, at this point. Peter's going to have to figure out something with him. But regardless, after what happened on campus and the fact that his friends are now in danger, Peter Parker is like, fuck it. I cannot be isolated anymore. I tried. But everything keeps going astray when I try to do this, when I try to hold everything in. So I'm going to step out of isolation and try to fight this man head on, Mr. Negative. The problem is, Mr. Negative has the Dark Force. And, well, this is going to be a big test for Peter, because I honestly thought they were going to use the symbiote at a time like this where Peter is at his most vulnerable and isolated. The symbiote would have been perfect, but the Dark Force introduces a new element where Peter can still be corrupted by a dark supernatural force, but it's Mr. Negative. And this is going to test Peter's willpower and spider sense, because the spider sense is the thing that protects him. But now it's going to be his fucking willpower to get out of this corruption, because the Mr. Negative will want to turn him fully dark so that he can be his personal assassin. And remember, being a killer, being an isolated hero turned assassin is exactly what Peter saw in Frank, and that's what he didn't want to become. So this is like the fucking arc. This is where the arc comes full circle, yo. I have no idea what the hell she's doing in this. I have no clue at all what Mayday Parker's role in this is, because apparently she's playing Tobey Maguire's daughter, Tobey Maguire Peter's daughter, from another universe. How the fuck, how? And she would still not know that Tom Holland's Peter is Peter, because I'm pretty sure Tobey Maguire lost memory of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man after Doctor Strange's spell. Is she playing Mayday Parker? Or is she playing Black Cat? Or is she playing Gwen Stacy? Why don't you just make her play that? Unless you want Zendaya to be the primary love interest again and her to be kind of a will they, won't they thing, but more so a supporting character. I don't know. There's two possibilities here. Either she's a hero, like some female Spider-Man or a Spider-Gwen-like thing that teams up with Spider-Man. I don't want that to happen. We have too many heroes teaming up with Spider-Man in this, okay? Or she cameos throughout the film, and only at the end does she reveal who she is. Maybe an end credit scene. She reveals who she is, the daughter of him or whatever the fuck. And she will play Spider-Gwen's role in the Spider-Verse movies and introduce Peter to the multiverse. Maybe she, after what happened in No Way Home and what her dad told her, maybe she examines all the Spider-Men throughout the universes and introduces Tom Holland's Spider-Man to the idea of the multiverse, of the Spider-Verse. And the multiverse is going to end after Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, I'm pretty sure, right? So this sets up a Spider-Verse film, potentially, where not only will we get the three Spider-Mans teaming up again, but we're going to get the likes of Venom and all them, and maybe the ultimate cosmic villain of Spider-Man and Venom, Null. Who knows? That's what that could set up for the MCU. I'm just saying that if they wanted to introduce Null, this would be the way to do it, in my opinion, alright? That's what I think the plot of Spider-Man Brand New Day would be. Okay? I have no idea what Mayday Parker is doing in this. I don't know what Sadie Sink's character is. She's the wild card. She could change everything. But in terms of all the other characters, I think that's where they might be going, alright? If you want to know who the strongest of the three live-action Spider-Man is, by the way, I made a whole video breaking that down. You can watch it over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.